बैठिए आप खड़े थैंक यू हाँ पानी यहाँ ले लीजिए खाली दे दीजिए पानी उठा दो पानी पानी तो यही तो वायरिंग कुछ करवा सकते
यार उसके अलावा अब ये तो लास्ट मिनट पे चेंज है। ये चीज़ सुबह चेक कर लेनी चाहिए कि मैं कि प्रोजेक्टर यहाँ रखेंगे केवल सब जब सेटअप हो रहा है लास्ट मिनट में लगती है
चलो लकीली those two guys are not here
हाँ
AMNSS
है या नहीं है सफर में इट्स यूट्यूब पे जा रहे हैं फैक्ट्री होगी वो मोबाइल पे देख रहे हैं आंसर को तभी दे रहे हैं
हाँ देना तो बड़ी बड़ी आप वो देख लीजिएगा ट्रैक में लोग लौटते हैं
मैं तो वो हर बार देखता हूँ
उनको SMS कर दीजिए
इस बार मैंने ये कर दिया देखो I'm pushing the PPT here वो चक्कर ही खत्म हो जाएगा कि उसकी पिक्चर की क्वालिटी क्या है
अच्छा
PPT की
ओके
एक सर इसने जीनो प्रोसेस बताया था वो उसका आ नहीं रहा लेकिन
उसका नंबर नहीं है तेरे पास
वो किससे लगा हुआ है वो भी इसी लैपटॉप से लगा हुआ है क्या
वो अलग है
अच्छा,
वो उधर
उसका
के
pendrive
लैपटॉप
में
से है
कर रहा
और उसका वो क्लिकर
स्पीकर का
एक मिनट मुझसे वो ले ले वो लाए वो लगा देते हैं उसमें सेट कर देते हैं नहीं तो फिर बाद में ड्राइव इंस्टॉल में टाइम ना लगा दे वो
ये क्लिकर जो है
आपका रजिस्टर है उसमें
ये तो एक कॉपी है ना
अच्छा
वो तो वो भी टेस्ट कर रहे हैं वहाँ पे उधर F5 दबा दो उस लैपटॉप पे
आई गेस इस रो की ये 2-3 लाइंस बंद कर
जी सुन USB हब
सर ये सर कौन से प्रॉब्लम इसमें आएगा
मैसेज किया नंबर हेलो हर बार कभी कंप्लेंट और PPT दिखाई नहीं दे रही तो अब वो PPT अलग चलेगी यहाँ हम अलग चलेगी ये उसमें साथ में जाएगी जब वो स्लाइड में करेंगे हम बीच में दिखाएंगे बीच में जीवन का वीडियो दिखाएंगे ये देखना जैसे ये इस टाइम पे वीडियो आ रहा है ना
वीडियो चेक किया आपने आ रहा है
हाँ आ रहा है इसका वो दे दिया ना उधर वो दे दिया उधर नहीं अनिल से पूछा उन्होंने दे दिया उसको पूछो उसके बिना कैसे चलाएंगे
वायरस हो गई ना, ये नहीं कहा था, सबका फॉर्म आ रहा है, वैसे तो मोटे मोटे काम। हाँ, क्या नंबर लिखा था बता दो। हाँ हाँ हाँ, नोएडा की तरफ आ जाइए, 62 में 62 में आ तो फिर 6 बजे फ्री हो जाओ। हाँ तो फोन कर लीजिए, हाँ तो हाँ तो आ जाओ, 62 तक आ जाओ।
छोटा वायर है सर, वायर छोटा है सर, दिक्कत है कोई नहीं इसमें। बस हो गया। यही तो है इनका वही पोजीशन
दो है ना, एक ये है, एक रावल में वो भी इनकी कंपनी वोडाफोन में सिम बनाती है और कंपनी लगाने की दूसरा नाम वो बनाती है, बहुत बड़ा काम करती है। इन्होंने अब ये काम शुरू अब करा है।
ऐड वो लगाया मेरा छोटा वाला भाई, उसी में 2-4 दिन पहले इंटरव्यू दे के गया था। पहले कभी 4 दिन से ड्यूटी करने लगा। वो वोडाफोन कंपनी में मतलब एनसीआर का जो वोडाफोन कंपनी है ना सबसे बड़ी, वो उसके।
वोडाफोन कंपनी है,
अच्छा अच्छा,
ये वोडाफोन में सिम लगाती है,
केवल सिम चली
दूसरी सिम लगते हैं ना वोडाफोन में, सिम इस कंपनी की।
वो कंपनी। कितने बंदे आ रहे हैं उनके पीछे भी आ रहे हैं अरे कोई बात नहीं सब एक काम करते हैं ठीक है बंदे आ रहे हैं वहाँ पे जोड़ो फ्रेंड बात करें
डिले कितने टाइम तक साउंड का देखा आपने
वही चेक कर रहा हूँ
ऐसा हुआ क्या
पता नहीं उसने तो सारे जो मालूम था तारीख वाले जिसका
वो या वो
साउंड नहीं गिरा
उनका वो चल रहा है स्पीकर चल गया आपने
हाँ
टेस्ट करा दिया
अनिल सर इधर से एक बार
हाँ
कैसे दिखा असली फोटोग्राफर ये इतना सुंदर है इसलिए नहीं आया
फ्रेंड से ठीक पकड़ रहा हूँ
ये नहीं पता झगड़े वीडियो की
अरे वो काला हरा हमारा सुनता नहीं किसी को स्माइल नाम का
स्माइल कर ये लोगों का लड़का करा था ये C90 वाला
अरे उसने तो वो करना था
Hello, hello.
टीवी कैमरा
I am Rohit Sharma. I am going to use speaker. Today we are taking a subject which is equally interesting and of practical use for all the police, be it freshers or senior police who are in service for more than 15 years. We spend more than half our time in working and saving. What we hardly spend any time in planning on how to put our money to work more effectively. An average person makes 2 to 3 financial decisions every day. So we need to learn how to manage our financial life. Otherwise, other people will find a way to manage it for you. And when other people manage it for you, you don't know when it diverts against your interest. If someone thinks that understanding of personal finance is beyond his or her capabilities, then he or she is mistaken. It is not necessary to be good at math. It also does not need any fancy degree or special background to be an expert of personal finance. All it requires is willingness to do little reading, right approach, discipline, and to spend 1 hour a month. It makes perfect sense to spend 1 hour a month to protect and grow your money, which you earn by spending 176 hours a month. Covering entire subject in 40 minutes is little challenging. Still, I will try to cover all the important points in the given time. So, let us talk money. What is personal finance? In simplest word, personal finance is management of your money and your financial decision by following 7 basic principles. These principles are: first, setting of goal. Second, insurance. Third, saving. Fourth, investment. Fifth, loan or borrowing. Sixth, tax planning. And seventh, retirement planning. Let us move toward first step, that is setting of goal. Visualize you are planning your financial future and you have many choices to make, like what type of house should you purchase, how much to allocate on food and utilities, how much to spend on marriage, on child education, on vacation, clothes. Should you expense of all your money as you earn it, or should you invest some money out of it? Do you purchase a new car or old car? When do you want to retire, or do you want to leave any asset or property for your descendant? How will you achieve all these goals? This is where personal finance or goal setting comes into picture. For easy understanding, we can divide goal setting into three parts. One, identify and write down your goal. The sooner you identify and write down your goal and make a plan to achieve these goals, the easier it will be to achieve your goals. A written goal is an external representation of your inner desires. It is a constant reminder of what you want to achieve. Categorize and quantify your goal into what you want to achieve in 1 to 2 years, mid-term goal 2 to 5 years, and long-term goal 5 years or more. Most of the time, your long-term goals are more important than other goals. And to achieve these goals, sometimes you might have to put desirable but less important goal on the back burner. At the same time, you should quantify your goal in terms of money required and time potential. Review. You should review your plan or goal setting at regular interval, say at least quarterly or twice a year, to ensure that it is working as you intended. As time changes, your financial position will also change. On some specific events like on career growth, on marriage, on birth of a child, or purchase of a house. When such events occur, you should revisit and revise your goals or plan to incorporate these changes. Be realistic. You should be realistic in your goal setting so that there is a strong likelihood of achieving these goals. For example, a planning to save all of your income is useless if you are unable or unwilling to follow that plan. When such overly ambitious plan fails, you may get discouraged and lose interest in planning. Be ready for conflicts. While setting goals, two goals may conflict with each other. Like you are planning to replace your old car with new car, whereas your spouse has something else in mind, like getting rid of rented house and to move in own house. When encounter such situation, you should ask yourself questions like which goal will benefit more people than the other goal, or which goal will do greater harm if it is deferred. If you are married, then it is absolutely necessary that you and your spouse have one common set of goals. Because targeting separate personal goals will be almost impossible. Therefore, make your goals or plan together and review its progress together to ensure that you are contributing to the same set of goals. Once you set your goal, your next priority is to protect your family. that is insurance. Insurance is nothing but a risk management tool where you transfer your potential risk to insurance company in exchange of money known as premium. And the very purpose of insurance is to protect your family from unanticipated risks. Such risks are comparatively rare but expensive. This can be of two types, life related and property related. Today we will discuss only life related risks. There are two types of endowment policies. There are two types of policies. One, endowment. Second, term policies. Whenever you think of taking insurance, your insurance advisor suggests you to take endowment policy. The reason is clear: he get more commission on endowment policies. How many of you know difference between endowment policies and term policies? And how many of you have term policies? Can you please raise your hand? Those having term policy. It seems it is 5% only. A very serious situation. Let us understand the difference between endowment policy and term policies. Under endowment policies, a person takes life insurance for a certain number of years, say 25 years. At the end of 25 years, that person gets some money along with bonus from the insurance company. In case of any mishappening, his family gets the sum assured. However, under term policies, a person will not get any money at the end of term policy. Yes, in case of any misfortunate event, his family gets sum assured. Does it mean money paid in term policy is a wastage of money? The answer is no. We can clarify it with the help of one example. Take Mr. A, whose age is 25 years. He wants to take insurance of rupees 25 lakh for 30 years. Under endowment policies, he need to pay a premium of 83,000 rupees for 1 year. Whereas under term policy, he need to pay rupees 3,500 only. That is 23 times lesser money. Here, you should note two important points. We can say drawback of endowment policy. First, how many of you can really pay a premium of rupees 83,000 for 1 year? Second, whether the sum assured of rupees 25 lakh is sufficient enough to take care of the need of your family. The chances are it will barely cover a family's expenses for 3 to 4 years. Then, as per rule of thumb, a person should have life insurance policy equal to 10 times of his gross annual salary or 15 times of his annual expenses. And in case you have some big loan like home loan, then you should add this figure of loan while calculating the life insurance amount required. Once you decide in favor of term policies, convinced that it is beneficial, now you need to decide which insurance company. As per insurance regulator IRDA's annual report, out of 23 private life insurance companies, only 5 private life insurance companies have a claim settlement record of more than 90%. It means when it comes to claim settlement, most of the private life insurance companies are tight-fisted. Therefore, you should definitely compare premium at policybazaar.com, but at the same time, also pay equal attention to the claim settlement record of that company. Then what is the message? Term policy is the purest form of insurance and it is a straightforward protection policy. Save money by taking term policies and invest your surplus money in high return instruments like mutual fund or ETF. Look at the picture. Your family expect from you. They depend on you. Therefore, please consider term policies. Understand what is the term policy? Because I have just seen that only 5% here are having term policies. After insurance, coming to the next step, saving. Simple meaning of saving for a common man is income minus expenses equal to saving. It means whatever is left after you have made your expenses is your saving. But this definition will not take you further. Legendary investor Mr. Warren Buffett suggests another solution. According to Warren Buffett, change this equation to income minus saving equal to expenses. It means whatever is left after you have done with your saving is your expenses. This is the secret of wealthy people. Next thing, how much to save? There is no one answer. It depends on family background, age factor of each individual. But as per thumb rule, a person should aim to save at least 20 to 30% of his gross annual salary. No matter how much or how low your salary is, you will never get ahead financially if you spend more than you earn. It is easier to spend less than to spend more. A small cost cutting here and there can result in big saving. And it always do not need to make big sacrifices while doing saving. Automate. Despite of your best efforts and self-control, there are expenses which will eat up your surplus and prevent you from saving. In such case, there are 2-3 ways to help you. Like, you can give ECS mandate to your bank for participation in SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. This way, money will be debited to your bank account on a specific date every month before you can touch this money. In the same way, you can ask or give spending instruction to your HR manager to deduct extra provident fund from your salary every month and deposit in their provident fund account. This extra provident fund is known as VPF, Voluntary Provident Fund Account. This way, you will have lesser money at your disposal at the start of month. These two ways are more practical and sustainable than starting a kitty or starting a recurring deposit account. It is easy to meet expenses, right or wrong? What do you think? It is right. It is easy to meet expenses because everywhere we go, they are there. Also remember, your bill travel through mails at twice the speed of your check. Therefore, control your bills. The message: the art is not in making the money, but in saving it. Become a saver instead of spender. Let us move to the word of wealth creation, that is investment. Taking our assumption further that you have started making decent saving, where will you put your money? In your Almira, under your bed, or make some fixed deposit? Answer is no. As you are working hard to earn your money, in the same way, your money should also work hard and wisely for you. Use the power of compounding. To emphasize the power of compounding and importance of power of compounding, I would like to quote Albert Einstein. According to Albert Einstein, compound of interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't understand it pays it. The sooner you start investment, the better it is. We can clarify the power of early investment and compounding with the help of one example. Take Mr. A, whose age is 25. He started his career with a salary of rupees 4 lakh per annum. He saved 25%, that is rupees 1 lakh. He invests some amount of his saving in long-term secured fund like PF, PPF, which give him a fixed income. He invests rest of his money in medium risk instrument like mutual fund, which give him variable but high return. Gradually, salary of Mr. A increases in the same proportion. His saving also increases to rupees 3 lakh at the age of 55 and rupees 9 lakh at the age of 45. What would be the wealth of Mr. A at the age of 35, 45 and 55? If we look at the table, wealth of Mr. A at the age of 35 is rupees 32 lakhs only. At the age of 45, 1.8 crore, and a stunning figure of 7.73 crore at the age of 55. Look at the gap between 1.8 crore and 7.73 crore between these 10 years. This is neither a joke nor a theory of number. This is factual data and practical data of a common man. Now, someone may argue that value of rupees 7.73 crore will not remain same after 30 years. Yes, he is correct. If we take out the impact of inflation, that is 7%, then net present value of rupees 7.73 crore is equal to 1.13 crore. And this 1.13 crore is sufficient enough to give you annual pension of rupees 9 lakh. It means you will be in a position of spending 3 times more what you are spending now. These are the data of a common man and the power of compounding. Next thing, one need to decide what should be in his portfolio, where his investment should be. There is no straightforward answer. It depends on risk profile of investor, since risk perception varies from person to person and his age factor. However, there are 2-3 thumb rules which can help you in deciding your portfolio. First rule is 10% of your saving must be invested in long-term secured fund like PF, PPF, NPS, etc. Second, most acceptable thumb rule is that 100 minus your age percent can be invested in stock market through mutual fund. For example, if your age is 30 years, then 100 minus 30 equal to 70% can be invested in stock market through mutual fund. Third thumb rule is for gold. Although most of the experts do not prefer investing in gold, but many Indians, because of emotion or family reason, invest in gold. In some cases, a total of 5% of your investment can be invested in gold. That also in form of ETF. That is in paper form instead of physical form. Which is the benchmark for investment in stock market? Any guess? No. It is October. October is a benchmark to invest in stock market. Other benchmarks are November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and September. So, what are the ways to avoid these dangerous months and still remain invested in stock market? The answer is through mutual fund and ETFs. Mutual fund is a basket of selected shares managed by professionals for large number of investors. Similarly, ETF is also a basket of selected shares managed by professionals for large number of investors, but with the difference that it is for a particular category, that is banking ETFs or auto ETFs. When you have lump sum money, for example, from PLI incentive or receipt from your family member, you can invest it in mutual fund, and your regular monthly saving, you can take the route of SIP, systematic investment planning. However, keep one old saying in mind: do not put all your eggs in one basket. Means you should spread your mutual fund in 2-3 categories, like equity-based mutual fund, debt-based mutual fund, or a mix of equity and debt-based mutual fund. There is one another category of investor, aggressive investor, who believe in just opposite saying. They say, put all your good eggs in one basket and watch that basket. But being in employment, you don't have enough time and enough resources to watch that basket. Therefore, take the route of mutual fund and ETFs. SIP's systematic investment plan has some benefits which makes investment process a pleasant experience. Like, you can start SIP with as low as ₹1,000 per month. It means all person, irrespective of their financial background, can participate in stock market with much lower amount. Second, your mid-term and long-term goal can be aligned with your SIP plan, and it is convenient. You need to give only one-time instruction to your bank. Then flexibility. You have flexibility to choose daily, monthly, or quarterly periodicity. Based on your instruction, bank will debit your account and invest money on your behalf in SIP. PPF. In spite of several investment options, many people still deposit their money in PPF. There are 3-4 special reasons. This is the longest time horizon, that is 15-year locking period. Second, it can be started with as low as ₹500. This is the one of few schemes which is EEE, exempt. Means when you invest, it is exempt from tax. When you earn interest during 15 years, it is exempt. When you receive money at the end of 15 years, again it is exempt. One more benefit: this is the only account which is yours forever. That is, it cannot be attached to any debt or liabilities. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. This is the new scheme. This has the same benefit as PPF, with little difference that it can be opened in the name of a girl child whose age is below 10 years. Emergency fund. It is always better to keep some money for emergency use in your bank account. It will really keep you calm and help you to sleep better at night. A thumb rule is that you should have an amount equal to 3 to 4 months of expenses in your bank account for emergency use. This can be kept in form of fixed deposit. View your emergency fund as an insurance policy. Once you create it, guard it carefully. It is not a piggy bank. You should not be dipping into it for your incidental expenses. This is for emergency events only and hope that such emergency never happens. Now we are taking a U-turn, just moving to the opposite direction. So far, we have emphasized that a person should save money and invest regularly. Does it mean borrowing or loan a bad thing? The answer is both yes and no. There are good loans, there are bad loans. Good loans are those loans which help you to purchase appreciating assets like home loan or education loan. Bad loans are those loans which do not help you to purchase assets at all or help you to purchase depreciating assets like consumer goods, credit card loans, or personal loans. Just make sure that you do not borrow more than what you can afford to pay back. For example, your home EMI should not be more than 28% of your gross annual salary. For example, if your salary is rupees 10 lakh per annum, then your home loan EMI for 1 year should not exceed more than 2.8 lakhs. Also, your total loan or total debt should always be lower than 36% of your gross annual salary. These are thumb rules and proven rules. Credit card. There is no faster way to fall into debt than credit card. More and more people are opting credit card because of easy documentation and doorstep services. These small pieces of plastic are so easy to use that while using this card or while swiping this card, a person sometimes forgets that he is using real money. And despite of his best effort to pay total outstanding on due date, many people fails to do it and ends up in paying interest which is high as 30 to 36%. What are the warning signals that a person is having too much loan? If he is not able to save 10% of his saving. 2, if he is not able to pay his credit card outstanding in full on due date. 3, if he takes new loan to pay off old loan. If you find any situation, then you should stop and give it serious thought. Try to pay off higher interest loan first, or try to replace higher interest loan with lower interest loan. If you think no one cares if you are alive or not, then try missing a few card EMI or credit card EMI. You will find Big Brother in front of you with holding hand. Therefore, keep good reports. How bank comes to know what is the worthiness of a borrower? How bank quantifies the loan amount and the risk associated with a borrower? There are 2 ways. First, your payslip. Second, credit rating agency. For example, CIBIL, Credit Information Bureau India Limited. Whenever you make any purchase by taking loan, your entire transaction history, starting from your purchase till final payment, is shared by your bank or lender with credit rating agencies. These credit rating agencies allocate credit score to you based on your payment discipline. There are 3 factors which can affect your credit score. 1, timely payment. Even a 1 day delay in your loan payment or EMI payment it can affect your credit score. Two, if you are given a limit of rupees 3 lakh on credit card and you are using 2.9 lakhs, then it shows that you are credit hungry and gives you a poor rating. Third, if you are making a number of applications for loan, then it is also recorded in the record of credit rating agencies and show that you are desperate for funding and gives you poor rating. Nowadays, maximum loan are sanctioned by bank when credit score of a borrower is more than 750. You can know your credit score by visiting the site of CIBIL. You can fill the form online, and by making a payment of fees 450, you can know your credit score online. Nothing can be said to be certain in this world except death and taxes. So, tax planning. First, having to look at income tax table. There is no change in income tax rate as compared to previous year. Up to 2.5 lakh, there is no tax. From 2.5 lakhs to 5 lakh, 10%. 5 to 10 lakhs, 20%, and above 10 lakhs, it is 30%. Yes, there is one change. In case if your earning is more than ₹1 crore, then surcharge has been increased from 10% to 12%. With the help of income tax computation table, anyone can understand in a few minutes how his or her income tax liability is calculated and what are the different exemptions, deductions, and rebates are available for a salaried person. The green line shows that there are different exemption, deduction, and rebates. In this table, we have assumed that gross income that is salary of a person is ₹10 lakh. Here, salary means your basic salary, HRA, and all type of allowances and incentives. But it does not include medical reimbursement and LTS if you have submitted proper documents to your company. First exemption, the next month's exemption has been increased to ₹19,200. Last year it was 9,600. You can claim HRA exemption if you are paying house rent. Method of calculation is lowest of the three. 1. HRA received. 2. 50% of your basic salary if you are living in metro. 3. Rent paid by you minus 10% of salary. This is calculation method. From given to divide, there are some deductions which are based on investments. You can claim ₹2 lakh towards interest paid on home loan or actual interest paid, whichever is lower. 25,000 and 30,000 can be claimed by you if you have paid medical premium. 25,000 for self and spouse and children, and 30,000 for parents if their age is 60 years. And ₹1,50,000 can be claimed toward PF, EPF, NPS, SSI, school fees, pension plan, LIP, etc. In this budget, an additional deduction of 50,000 has been granted if amount is invested in National Pension Scheme. Rules in this regard is yet to be notified. Then there is basic deduction of ₹2,50,000. If you deduct all these items shown in green lines, you will get your taxable income. On taxable income, you need to pay tax as per your income tax slab. And if your taxable income is less than 5 lakh, then you are entitled for a rebate of rupees 2,000. On your tax, you need to add 3% education cess. It means in this illustration, your total tax payable is 5,861, assuming that you are taking all exemptions and deductions. Apart from salary, there are certain other receipts on which a person might have to pay taxes, like any gift, cash, check, or property received without paying any consideration, that is, without making any payment, is taxable under the head income from other sources. Similarly, interest income or income from lotteries or puzzles are also taxable under the head income from other sources. However, there are three exceptions, like if you receive cash, check, gift, movable or immovable property from your relative, then it is tax-free irrespective of the amount. Second, if you receive cash, check or gift up to rupees 50,000 from non-relative, it is also tax-free. But the moment it exceeds 50,000, the entire amount will be taxable. Third, cash, check, money or gift received at the time of wedding from relative or non-relative both are tax-free, irrespective of any amount. You should keep in mind the clubbing provision of income tax. It means if you have gifted a check of rupees 2 lakh to your wife and your wife deposit it in bank account and earns interest on it, then this interest will be considered your income and you have to pay interest on this income. Capital income. If a person sells any movable or immovable property and makes a profit, then he needs to pay tax under capital gain head scheme. For example, if a person sells house, land, or jewelry after 3 years of purchase and makes a profit, then he needs to pay a tax of 20% on it. If he sells house, land, or jewelry before 3 years, then his normal tax slab will be applicable, like 10%, 20%, 30%, depending the slab applicable to a person. In case of share, if there is a profit, then he need to pay 0% tax if it is sold after keeping 12 months. If it is sold before 12 months, then the person need to pay tax of 15%. These capital gain tax can be saved if amount is invested in new house or some specific bond, subject to fulfillment of certain conditions. Who are happy this year? CA and commerce students, because wealth tax has been abolished. No more study for these commerce students. There is one category who is feeling burdened, that is HNI, high net worth individuals, because one person earning more than rupees 1 crore need to pay surcharge 12% instead of 10%, that is 2% extra surcharge. Now coming to the last step, retirement planning. Why retirement planning? There are some factors which makes retirement planning very critical in the modern era, like increasing average lifespan, absence of social security system in India, rising healthcare costs, and disintegration of joint family system in India are a few of them. And retirement planning is a process of estimating how much income a person would need after retirement to maintain a comfortable lifestyle. There are many retirement calculators available at the net. With the help of these calculators, you can calculate how much income you will need after retirement and how much amount you need to save every month toward retirement fund. You need to put four type of inputs to get these figures, like how much amount you will need for your expenses after retirement, when do you want to retire, what will be the inflation rate. Here you can take 7% inflation rate. For how much you will live, your life expectancy, you have to guess. When a person should start retirement planning, the answer is there is only one answer. Right now, with your very first paycheck. When we are young, we think that we shall remain in the same state forever, and we conveniently ignore the uncertainty of future. But the fact is that a small saving made regularly can make a big difference and come handy at the time of retirement. Thanks to Provident Fund, you have started your retirement journey in the form of contribution to Provident Fund. After retirement, there will be a decent money in your Provident Fund account. Also, you will be eligible for a small amount in form of pension. Does anybody know how much pension you will get from Provident Fund? Any guess? Yes, amount is very small. Any guess? Yes, 1,000, and maximum it is 3,200, and it can be calculated very easily. Formula is your service years, number of your service years, multiplied by your basic salary, subject to a maximum of 15,000, and divided by 70. A new scheme is gaining popularity in India, that is reverse mortgage scheme. This is only for senior citizens. Reverse mortgage scheme is just opposite of traditional home loan. Under traditional home loan, you make an application to bank, and bank give you lump sum loan in the starting, and you pay it back in 15 year or 20 year in equal monthly installments. Whereas under reverse mortgage, you mortgage your house with the bank, and bank starts giving you monthly or quarterly EMI for certain number of years, say 15 years or 20 years. This amount becomes payable to bank after 15 years or 20 years, either at completion of tenure, or borrower wants to sell the property, or borrower passes away. Bank gives first right to borrower to take the possession of property and pay off total loan along with interest. In case borrower or his successor do not pay or are unable to pay, then bank sell the property and pay the extra amount, if any, received to the borrower or successor. In case if there is any shortfall, the loss is borne by the bank. But this is the last resort when a person do not have any financial support. Why? That no one need this scheme. It means if someone needs this scheme, it means he has failed in retirement planning. Before we march toward snacks in next 2-3 minutes, let us have a quick look at the